Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about just five different pointers to continue to have a healthier mindset when it comes to our journey to fitness and health and being strong. And sometimes, when we have been doing this for a little while, or even if we've, whatever season of the journey you're in, which could be you just starting or in the middle of it, or you're at the very end, you're almost there at your goal. It is so important that we have a healthy mindset when it comes to our journey to health. So, becoming mentally fit is as important as our physical body, and it takes time. Many people have to overcome a lot of adversity, which a lot of times I find for my own self, right, that the hardest seasons in my life and the hardest trials in my life turns and strengthens my mind, right? I know for me, coming from a broken back and from being so ill, it was such a mental and a spiritual battle to get my health back, right? And I knew that it was going to take more than just me. So for me, my mind, my body, but above all things, my spirit, the inside of me, for me is God. And it was like he taught me how to fight the good fight, and how he walked me through the victory when it came to my health and transformation. Not only in my body was transformed, but my mind was transformed, my body was transformed. I had gone to church like 20 years, but transforming my body and walking through this journey to health made me so much stronger in my mind and in my spirit, because it was like I'm not going to listen to what this flesh wants to do, to what these thoughts want to do. I'm going to fill my mind with the word of God. What does God say that I can do this? My mindset to be stronger, right, than what my body wanted to do. So many times we don't want to do things, and I find that out of the most broken areas, in seasons in my life, right? It's almost like the comebacks are the best. After we become the strongest in those areas, right? So those who strengthen their mind, they enhance their overall outlook on life, from your belief systems to your self efficacy to like, I can do this, motivation, inspiration, all of those things in order to become healthy, right? Always understanding that we want to be healthy from the inside out. One, understand the journey, my friends. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes perseverance. It's not going to be from one day to another. Poof, we cannot do magic on this. um, I tell people all the time, you can't slide the card and buy this program. This is not one of those things that you can buy and it's just going to happen. This is one of those things that you're going to have to join forces with us, follow the plan, right? And understand that you have to persevere, you have to be patient, and it's going to take time. And accept that the journey won't be perfect, right? It's a journey. And just like every other area of our life is not perfect, but the outcome is determined by how we persevere, right? It's the same with this. Accept it. I'm not going to eat perfect every day. I'm not going to be able to be perfect with my workouts every day. And I'm going to accept that. But I'm going to persevere and be consistent and committed. When you accept that challenges are going to come your way, right? Um, you're most prone to handle that situation with a sound mind instead of a chaotic mindset. So many times we get so crippled by the things that we can't do, or the things that we don't understand. If our hormones are off, if we don't lose the weight, if we don't feel better immediately, we just get a chaotic mindset, and we, instead of moving forward, we are crippled by it. I want to encourage you to just focus, okay, every day. You know what? Okay, I wasn't able to do perfect, but what can I do that is good? That may be drinking my water, that may be I'm gonna do my exercise even that I didn't eat right, that may be I'm going to eat right even that I can't do my exercise, whatever it is. But just be aware of your mindset, right? For me, every day I try to wake up and I spend time with God before I talk to anybody in my family, before I go to work. For me, it's just like my mindset. Oh my God, I ask you to take over my thoughts today, that whatever I do, I would do it unto you. And that's for me what works and what has helped me overcome. This program was one of the tools that got used to heal me. But understand that you have to put also effort and position yourself for that transformation, right? And set realistic expectations, my friends. Mindsets strengthen naturally when people set realistic goals around their lifestyle. I tell people it's great, right, to set great big goals. That's awesome. But also be realistic about your lifestyle. So when I find when people don't set realistic goals um and expectations for themselves, like what happens is they get so disappointed, and that's when they tap out and they're like, I'm out of this, because it's that all or nothing approach. So make sure that your expectations of yourself and even of others during this journey are realistic. So if you don't have a lot of time and all you have is 30 minutes or 40 minutes, then make sure you make the best out of those 30 minutes, and make your schedule to work with like realistic expectations. The same with your food, the same how you prepare your food, all of those things. Be realistic. It's very important to specifically define what you want out of your fitness journey. This is going to have a huge impact on the time and the effort that is going to be required. I usually tell my kids and the young people I work with, a lot of teenagers, and I say, listen, without vision, we perish. Put the vision in front of you. One, two, three. What do you feel, right? It is that where you're heading this year, where are we going? And make sure, right? Is what I did today, is it going to help me get towards that goal? Right? And that is so important. So set yourself, define what it is, what you want out of your fitness journey, and then say, every day, am I working towards my goal? And stay consistent and stay committed to that which that you said you're going to do. Okay. Write a journal. Those of you that are logging on my fitness pal, there is like a little in the bottom side of your log, there is a little side thing, that's a little square, and it says notes. And I remember when I did this for a whole year, personally writing notes there. And a lot of my clients, I encourage them to do that. And I just says, listen, so let's say you ate your oatmeal in the morning. And when you eat oatmeal, I find that like 2 hours after, if I eat a good bowl of oatmeal with a little bit of protein in it, I have a really good lifting day. And I found that I have a better day when I do that than when I do like egg whites. So those are things that I started writing down. I started writing down how I felt. I feel really good. Or when I would eat certain things, even healthy things like cauliflower rice, I would write it down and I would be like, I feel bloated. And I started learning a lot about my food part of and understood what my body felt, very intuitive with my body. Like my body didn't like that, it's too much coffee, I got shaky, or I felt full when I drink my water. And also, right, like my mindset is clear, I feel good about this. Writing a journal reduces stress, it increases self-understanding. You want to learn your body. Listen, God created every cell of your body. He will show you. Ask him, show me, God, heal me, teach me, right, how to nurture and be a good steward of this body. And it helps you increase self-understanding. So, and writing allows us to see the connections that we make, like with negative health behaviors. So there is some negative health behaviors that need to change. For example, if you have hypertension or high cholesterol, right, or you're not eating enough fiber, so make sure that you're just as you're looking at your journal, say, wow, every day I've been eating way too much sodium. So I need to lower that and make it a goal that every day you're watching that, right? You want to change blood work. You want to switch directions of where your blood work is going and where your future is going, pre-diabetic, hypertension, high cholesterol, all those cardiovascular conditions, right? Just make sure that you make those connections. Where is it that my negative health behaviors are affecting my health, and change those? And it also, not just negative things, when you journal, provide a record of significant achievements. I remember personally, even in my workouts, right, saying, when I did my first pull up, for example, I remember going to the car and crying. And I wrote that down. I'm like, I cannot believe I just did a pull up, right? And I also remember when I did 10 pull ups and I wrote that down. And my PRs and all of those achievements that doctors said that I would never be able to do. And it's awesome to just record those significant achievements. And that may be, I didn't have any candy bars this week, whatever it is that your achievement is. I didn't drink at that party. I get a lot of those doing like Halloween. People tell me, like, I didn't even touch the candy. And I'm like, good for you. That's a great achievement. And for some people, that's a really big deal. Or skipping the alcohol, that's a really big deal for some people. And applaud yourself, and log how you felt and how your body felt doing that. I've had clients that came to us drinking every night wine. And then at one point in their life, they were like, they literally, little by little, weaned off and stopped drinking, said, I feel like another human being. I'm sleeping. I feel so healthy. But you know what? We recorded those times when they had wine, when they didn't, what their bodies did. And at some point, this will be so habitual that you will be like, well, I don't want to feel like that anymore. Right. So one thing that Coach Joey Barbera always told me, and it was awesome, he's like, you're never going to go back, don't worry. I was always afraid to go back to my old habits. And he says, you work too hard, you have developed good habits, and you're not going to allow yourself to go back there. And it's so true. Sometimes I go back to Puerto Rico, and obviously there's a lot of good food and a lot of fun, and I don't deprive, but when I come back, I'm so ready. Like, I don't want to go back to my negative health behaviors. They're not worth it to me anymore because I don't feel good. It's like Coke Zero. I used to be addicted to it, and then now I taste it and I'm like, "Ah, it's icky. I don't even want it." So those are changing your behavioral health behavioral changes that are so good for you. So go on with those and record them. Okay. Also, when you write journals, it uncovers important questions and brings awareness to your thoughts, and it brings awareness to your feelings as well. So your emotional state, also record that. It's important. And your awareness. For me, I remember personally feeling so alive, being able to play with my kids, being able to pick up my daughter when I wasn't even able to bend when I started this journey. So there was just so many. I was so aware of my feelings because suddenly my body felt better and everything within me started feeling so much better. I had energy to push through, to fight more. And I recorded all those things. And it is amazing because we're made out of a body, out of a mind, and out of a spirit. And when we bring all that together and we say we want to be healthy as a vessel, our entire being want to become healthy. You can't separate one from the other. You could be the super fit and only care about that and all of that, and that still can be unhealthy, and you still could not be a healthy person. So we want to make sure that your mindset is healthy, that your body's healthy, that your inner being is healthy. So be aware of those thoughts, of those feelings, and surround yourself with positive messages, with positive people, with people that are full of life. Fill your mind with positive quotes. Like for me, like I always have my Bible around, and I love scripture. It renews me, it renews my mind. It is God's desire for you to renew your mind, so to take out the old and to just fill yourself with the word of God. That's for me. I encourage you to try it, and with positive people surrounding you. Sometimes I just choose a word for the day and I write it on myself. That may be strong or love, or like if I wake up down, I'm like joy. The joy of the Lord. Or if I'm weak, I'm like, well, His joy is my strength, and I put music on, and I choose a word for the day that is going to keep me going. I'm going to choose to focus on this word today, and it helps you, right? It's a mindset that you're not going to give in into those negative thoughts and anxiety and worry and depression and all of those things, and change your perception. Focusing on negative is common because it's easy, and many people acquire a glass of an empty perspective, and they're okay going around living like that. And let me tell you something: the body is nothing without the mind is nothing without the body. When both work in unison, that is great. But most important of all, again, make sure that the inside of you, your inner being, is what's leading your body and your mind, and you cannot do anything of your own. Some of us have like the goals are so big, or it's the health issues are so big, or we feel like we have to lose 100 pounds, and it looks like so impossible. But let me tell you something: just from the inside out, make sure that you are, I always tell people, for me it goes like this: God, me, and everything else, right? Keeping that connection, and making sure that I am grounded from the inside out in every area of my life, right? And pushing forward. So, like, if my mind that day is a little off and my thoughts are like, oh, you don't want to go work out, or I'm tired, I suddenly dig deeper and I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I know I'm gonna feel better after I work out. Most days, I'm gonna be honest with you, even us at the gym and trainers and all that, sometimes we don't feel like working out. Try it to be your job. Sometimes it's our job, and we don't want to talk about healthy food when we go other places, or we want to be we're at the gym and we don't want to hit the workout. But you know what? I always make myself go, and I'm like, nope, go. And I always feel better after. But most of the time, I don't feel like pushing forward. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times, more not than what I do. So make sure that your spirit is leading you, that it's not just those thoughts and emotions and what you feel or what you don't feel, if you're tired or if you don't. Obviously, there's times where we need to rest and not push, and resting is as important as anything else in this journey. But change your perception. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this little video encouraged you to set your mind. Make sure to set your mindset and have it in a good place, and making sure that you are strong and walking that journey and staying positive through it. Have a great rest of your day, my friends.